Crema have just released a new update that includes a bit of new content. They've introduced a new area on the map called Saipark. So, what is it? Saipark is a new endgame area that is essentially a specialized Tem area. There are 2 different species of Tem per week that are in the spotlight. This means that Tem in the Saipark spotlight will have a few different perks. These Tem can have an increased chance of being a Luma, they may come with an egg technique already learned, or they can even have a specified number of minimum perfect SVs. Based on this screenshot that was posted to their official Twitter page, it looks as though Spotlight Tem will have at least one of these benefits, but maybe even more for special occasions. Also, the way they show the Luma increased odds rates makes me think that they're going to release Spotlight Tem with 3 times Luma rates, or maybe even 4 times the rate or more. Just speculation, but it seems reasonable to me. The catch, however, is that you cannot use Tem cards or Tem card pluses. No outside Tem cards allowed. The cards you're required to use to catch Tem within Saipark are called Saicards. These cards are sold in bundles of 5. You can only use them within Saipark and they won't work outside the area. Think of them as like tokens in an arcade. You can buy some tokens to use for that arcade specifically, and once you use them you have to buy more to play. You can't use tokens from other arcades, and you can't use these arcades tokens anywhere else. Their capture rate isn't 100% known yet, but from what I've seen around Discord and YouTube, the capture rates are high but not perfect. So you'll still want to treat the wild Tem in this area as if you were capturing Tem anywhere else. Red health, status, repeat. Their prices also fluctuate depending on the spotlight Tem of each week. For example, this week Barnshee and Osiera are being featured, so the starting price is 3,500 Pansuns for 5 Saicards. However, these 2 Tem are among the most rare in the game, so the price of the current Saicards are probably much more than the averages are going to cost, but ultimately there's no way to know the exact prices just yet. It's also important to note that each time you go to buy more Saicards, the prices are going to increase. This week, the prices go from 3,500 Pansuns to roughly 6,800 Pansuns and then around 1,100. It's not exactly double the price, but the easiest way to think about it is, if you're going to buy more Saicards, you're going to be paying almost double what you paid the last time you bought them. But this only applies within each weekly cycle. If you buy Saicards on Monday and then on Thursday, but you don't buy any more until the next Monday, the prices will reset. However, if you don't use the Saicards you purchased within that week, you'll lose them when the weekly cycle resets. So if you buy them, make sure you use them. Before we move on to the rest of the new things in this update, there are also a few items scattered around Saipark, so I'll just leave them running in the background of this video and you can pause if you want to see where they are. So what else is new? Another new thing that was added in this update is the Player Vault. This is essentially an account-wide storage vault. It's not an extension for your Tem storage, it is specifically for items. If you have a bunch of Balm or Tem cards that you want to carry over with you into a new playthrough on the same account, just throw things in the vault, and when you reach a Temporium on your new playthrough, you'll be able to withdraw these items. It was also put into place so that any promo code items in the future that you redeem will go straight to this vault. This ensures that there's no confusion as to where the items go. I can't see this being too useful as of right now, but maybe some people will find a use for this, who knows. Next are some balance changes to Temtem. First, Luma rates have been reduced. The previous rate was 1 in 6,000 for a Luma, and now it's 1 in 8,000. I don't really disagree with this change, considering the Saipark exists now. The game is meant to have longevity, it's an MMO. So in-game collector's items should be pretty hard to get. Do I like running around in one area for potentially a week straight to find 1 Luma? No, but that doesn't mean this change wasn't necessary for the long term of this game. Let's just say I feel indifferent about it. I don't think it's a great change, but I also don't think it's a bad change either. Next, selling items has changed. Anything that is usable, such as Balm, Tem cards, things like that, they've all had their selling price reduced to 50% of their original value. It used to be 70% of their original value. However, this only applies to usable items. Things like silicons, crystals, and sea salts are not affected by this reduction. Lastly is a Telomere Hack adjustment. Telomere hacks are used to increase your Tem's SVs artificially without breeding, and they only increase your SVs by 1 point. However, if you're going to use a Telomere hack on a Tem, each hack you use now will reduce the fertility of the affected Tem by 1. Basically what I'm getting from this change is that Crema want Telomere hacks to only be used to top off a 48 or 49 SV Tem. They don't want people purchasing Telomere hacks or spamming them all onto one Tem, and then having a 7 fertility Tem with several perfect SVs. This would break the breeding system. I understand the reasoning behind the change, it's not that big of a deal to me, and I don't really think this affects anything, honestly. But that's about it for this new content update. If you want to read into the smaller fixes that were made, I'll leave a link to the patch notes in the description and you can go check them out for yourself. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for my future content. See you in the next video.